the more I sit and think on this game, like we might as well have just taken Eddie Howe, made him grow a goatee, and shave his head bald and put on a Triple H cosplay, because that was just Sean Dyche in a Burnley replay, bro. Kicking man all over the pitch. Like, come on, bro. Like, what's good, everybody? It's Full-Time Trip. We're in the building for another video. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0 at the Emirates Stadium. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I want to get right into it because this game was very frustrating. This game was very annoying to me. Shout out to everybody that's supporting me, watching all the videos. Make sure you keep, you know what I'm saying, locked in with all this stuff. Just to talk about the game really quickly, man. Very, very, very frustrating, cagey a game, so to speak. We knew Newcastle were going to get stuck in. We knew for a fact they were going to have that mid block and really try and pretty much snuff out everything we had going on from the midfield back and trying to build out play. I will give Newcastle credit where credit is due. Positionally, they were incredibly disciplined. Eddie Howe, again, and Newcastle have been doing wonders this season. You cannot fault them for the performance they've had so far this season. Positionally, the way they were defensively drilled, they again didn't get sucked into too many challenges and us driving and how we play. Again, we're just like bringing different people out of position, pulling them different ways. And that stuff, they didn't really buy into that as much as other teams has had this season. They are very well disciplined, very defensively drilled, and this is a tough team to beat. I will give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Eddie Howe. He's doing a really good job this season. But we still had them shook from minute 1 to 90. I don't care what nobody says. Slice it however way you want. We had them on toast. We were keeping them at bay. I think other teams, I think they were way more progressive. They were way more aggressive in other games than they were when they played us. They stuck in the whole 90, bro. And on top of all that, they were kicking at people. They was causing fouls. They were time wasting on a couple of different occasions, even more. But I'm gonna keep it conservative for the video if you ask me. But it just looked like a smash and grab job from the looks of it. But they were stuck in for a moment, and honestly, it was frustrating. To speak more on us now, we had some small chances here and there. Early on, the first 10-15 minutes, we were really flying. Again, just our usual start, just like all over them, swarming. Missed a couple of, I think they weren't like half chances, but they were almost there. Could have scored them, but not really, not meant to be. And then we just kind of tried to just keep pressing. There were some moments where set pieces were, really against us, but again, we've handled those set pieces really well throughout the entirety of the game, against and for, and we just tried to keep plugging away. Shout out to Zinchenko. We'll get into the ratings later, but Zinchenko, I think, was the standout of the team this match, just by how, when the going got tough, he really broke up play. He was the difference maker for us to get where we were in the second half. That was mostly more of the same in that first part of the second half. I feel like we opened it up a lot more. Actually, it started to really open up the more we got into that second half, and by the end they were on toes. They were moving back. They were getting into their shells a little bit, and that's where we got into them. The ref was just absolutely terrible, giving a foul for everything, a yellow card for everything, and I'm just like, all right, bro, what do you want to do at this point? Not gonna send nobody off. You're gonna do that, but not go for a VAR check on clear shirt pushes and pulls and other incidents in the box. A clear penalty shout at the end of the game when Jacob Murphy's hand is literally hitting the ball as it passes through Jacques on the left hand side of the goal. Literally nothing gets gifted for that. We get a yellow card for Zinchenko out of all that stuff. The ref had no control over the game, and I feel like that only helped what Newcastle were trying to do on the little, the gamesmanship type of things, a little kicking at players, time waste, and all that other stuff. And we didn't get into the rhythm. We had some spurts here and there, but we didn't get them fully. And in the grand scheme of things, maybe a draw is a good thing considering how good they've been. To hold them at bay, because other teams were getting blitzed. Like they drew 4-4 with City and stuff. So not conceding goals good, but I wanted this win. It's disappointing at home to lose that perfect record, but we move. We'll take that. I guess we'll move forward and hopefully gain some points back to the latter end of the season and get enough to keep pushing. But let's go into these player ratings really, really quickly. We'll start with Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Ramsdale, I'm going to give I'll give him a 6.5 today. Again, wasn't the worst, wasn't his best. There was a couple of cagey moments, and I was like, bro, you need to slow down. He almost cost us a goal. Thank goodness. I think it was Zinchenko there to make a stop, or at least show him onto another foot. But Ramsdale was shaky in certain moments. I think that was down to how Newcastle pressed in certain moments, and but again, there were some key moments where he was there. He caught it when it needed to. He stood when he was counted upon, or when it needed to be counted upon, and we move. So moving to Ben White, I'm gonna give Ben White I'll give him a 7.5. I'll give him a 7.5. Again, there wasn't much. I felt like he could have did more attacking wise. I feel like he could have really pressed up more, but I feel like this was a lot of how we weren't in the rhythm of everything. I feel like how we were out of step a little bit. I feel like that caused it to be a little more cautious. The game slowed down due to, Newcastle's antics and how they pressed and how we were trying to, again, just bring them out of their shell a little bit with that mid block. I feel like that caused them to be a little bit slower, not as active or involved in the final third of play. So I'll say 7.5 otherwise. Saliba, I'll give a 7.5 as well. I think he had a better game today. There was like one or two touches. This was closer to where he has been this season, but there was one or two touches where he's a bit slow on the ball. And I know he has that relaxed style, but I feel like where his game will grow is getting some urgency behind certain times, not all the time, because I feel like his style helps to, again, invite more pressure on in a good way so he can get the ball into clear spaces to where there's more space with other players. But in the time when it's urgent and you feel this pressure on you, or even if you don't feel it, just getting the ball out as soon as you possibly can, getting the ball to the next person and moving forward and just recycling play. I feel like in times he was good with that, in times he was bad with that, but I think 7.5 is decent overall. Gabriel, I'm going to give a 7.5 as well. I would have gave him an 8 if there's a goal that went in, but I think he was more involved in the attacking play. I think, again, just when things came his way, he tried to see it out as best he can. I think he worked well with Saliba in defense today. There were some there were a few moments. I think we had the majority of play going that way. Like there wasn't too much heading in the opposition's way, but the stuff that came, it was dealt with, and if it wasn't dealt with, it was probably offside. So I can't really fault the defense so much. Clean sheet, so you can't really put too much on them. Zinchenko is my man of the match for today. I don't care about that random yellow card because the ref is stupid. He gets a 9 today. I don't think anybody's gonna get. Nobody's cracking a 9.5, 10, but I think he's getting a 9 today. Just because when the going got tough, he is so crucial in creating that overload in midfield, that extra man in midfield. And notice in that second half, it started with him, the vertical balls straight to Xhaka, and it happened like every 5 or 6 minutes, a vertical ball, the play opened up, and then it was up to the rest of the team to make something happen from there. Zinchenko was opening up space. He found a way to crack that middle block, that middle line, and things were happening from there. And we could have gotten something from there, but it all started from him. So he gets a 9 today. He was my man of the match by a good margin. Moving on to Martin Odegaard, I'm going to give a 6 today. I think today was the come down. He was a little bit tired. Honestly, the past 3 games or 4 games, he's been balling out of his mind. And I feel like the press and the block of Newcastle slowed him down to a point where he couldn't be too effective. And then that's a credit to how Newcastle have operated. That's a huge credit to them. But also, I think it's a bit of a detriment to him as well. I feel like he wasn't as I would say not direct, but just dynamic. I feel like there was at times a bit more reserved, trying to move things around, see it. It was a tough system to play against, in my opinion. But he didn't come off the better of certain exchanges, and I think he got a 6 today. But it's all good. It's all going to move to the next one. I ain't worried about it. Partey, I'm going to give. I'll give a 7.5 as well. I think he was, again, one of the better performers today. Just help recycle play. I don't think there was too many times where he lost the ball himself, gained a couple of key tackles when it wasn't called a foul. I'm about to get on this ref's ass, bro. Just give me like a couple minutes. I'm about to get on his ass. But I think 7.5 today. Moving to Granit Xhaka, I'm going to give a 6.5 today. I think when Zinchenko was feeding a lot of those vertical balls into Xhaka, I feel like he kind of missed it a little bit. I feel like he was off the pace just a little bit today, especially in those attacking scenarios when he could have got the ball in the box. He could have got it. There was a point at the end of the game where he did do that and he got a penalty, or he could have got a penalty, should have been a penalty, but the ref, again, I'm on his. But anyways, Xhaka, didn't do that as often as I thought he was going to do this game. And the fact that, it was a bit too little too late, I think he could have done a lot more, especially in those attacking positions that he was in. So 6.5 from me. Martinelli, I will give a flat 7. I'll give a flat 7. There were some points where, I'll say flat 7. I think there were some points where he did get free, but the double and triple teaming at some points, he got most of it this game. He got the majority of it this game. He got double teamed. There was Trippier. There was a few other people around him, and they just closed him down. As soon as he got to the ball, they closed him down very, very quickly. Him and Saka weren't having the best of times today because of that tactical consideration from Newcastle. So when he did get through, there was some things that he can get through the boxers people weren't there for. I feel like he needs to pick it up. I feel like personally, this run of form post World Cup, it's like he scored some goals, yes, but I feel like it's just the dynamism and the directness hasn't been all the way there. That wasn't pre-World Cup Martinelli, just by a twinge. I'm not saying by a lot, by a twinge, but I feel like he just needs to, again, throw caution to the wind a little bit more. Throw caution to the wind. And I'll make an aside for this. This actually should be the title of the video. But if this game called out for anything, this game called out for Mudryk and Emil Smith-Rowe. This is the type of game where it's tough and it's hard to break down the lines. You need some dynamic play. You need some pace. You need some finesse in there. Emil Smith-Rowe and Mudryk would have done wonders in this. So I'm about to say, Emil Smith-Rowe has to come back in as fast as possible. We need attacking options. We need options on the bench in general. The only attacking substitution we had was Marquinhos, and he's not ready yet. Besides that, Fabio Vieira? Maybe he could have come on for Odegaard, but then, I don't think that's the most dynamic change right there. When it's a low block and there's no space in the midfield to really, operate, Vieira's not going to, necessarily do that. Maybe he can progress the ball, but everybody's like 80 steps back. He's only going to run to the whole army and stuff. So we need reinforcements, especially in the attacking sense. And I think Emil Smith-Rowe coming back at this time is perfect. I need him to be firing. I hope he is firing because we need that option off the bench. And hopefully he can find his way, back into the team regularly and contributes regularly. And Mudryk, we got to get this deal done, man. Mudryk has to be done. We just got to get that business done clear. Even Joao Felix, if there's even an inkling of truth behind that, we need to get on that right now. Sign a dotted line, bro. Like, do what you got to do, bro. Put your house up on the line. Sign, grab 10 goats from the countryside. Put it at his front door right now and tell him this is all yours. Come to Coney. Let's start training. Let's hurry up. Let's just skip all the formalities. Y'all need to be on that. I'm going to keep it a buck. We have to reinforce attacking wise, especially when Jesus is out, especially when games like this where people will frustrate us. I know that might not be every game because our natural style of play automatically brings people out of position and things happen. But for games like this, when it will be tough, when it will be a mid-block, when we face City, I can almost bet you we're going to face something like this. I can almost guarantee you we're going to face a similar system like this, but even more attacking. It's just a fight for who's going to have more of the ball. But when they're in defense, just know they're going to be in that mid-block. They're going to frustrate people from the middle. They're not going to let you get anywhere near. They're not going to drop back. They're going to be right there with that frustrating ass press. So we need to be ready for it. And I feel like attacking substitutions like Mudryk and ESR are key to that. So we need to strengthen up in that area. Eddie Nketiah, I'm going to give a I think he gets a 7.5, almost an 8. Honestly, I think he was one of the better performers on the pitch today. His link-up play has gotten so much better. His link-up play has improved greatly. I think it was just some times where he got really roughhoused, and that's not necessarily his fault. But I just missing the goal today. Just missing the goal, but he was very, very much active, and I think he put in a decent shift. Just missing the contribution we need to get over the line and get the points. But it is what it is. Saka, I'm going to give an 8, just because Saka was, again, really. I think he had more of the space. He was cooking Dan Burn left, right, and center. Dan was getting burned, souffled, sautéed, flame broiled, deep fried, whatever you want to call it. Saka was on him. He had to literally get a busted lip from Dan Burn or whoever, or Joelinton, whoever it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, Saka was doing well, and again, it was just how out of rhythm and how compact Newcastle were, if I could explain it that way. Tough to not really get the result here. I'll go fans. I'm going to give 11 out of 10. Again, you could hear the support nonstop. Even though we didn't get the result, we weren't 100% remaining at the Emirates. Still really good turnout from the fans. Shout out to them. This referee, let me see if I can, let me see. Negative 65 million. out of 10. Negative 65 million. I think that's around, if you put it in years, 65, and you go back, I think that's about the same time the dinosaurs still roamed the earth, around that area. So around 60, like Jurassic refereeing, but so stupid, bro. It was like not even Neanderthal before, in the water, bro. Before we came out the water, is human, in the water type football, bro. In the water type refereeing. Craziness. How can you be so soft on that? Not look at shirt pulls, not look at clear penalty challenges. He didn't even give it a second. He didn't even give it a thought. I'm like, how can you be so soft on one end, give red cards, and you allow give yellow cards and allow them to play so much, allow Newcastle to play so much to their, I guess, to our detriment, you know, with that little snappy style, tapping the ankles and being a little rough. He just let that go, and then he started giving fouls for everything. So I'm like, you got to pick a side, to be real. Like, you got to be consistent with that. You got to see fouls where they are, and that's down to the linesman and VAR as well. How did you not give that even a second look for that Jacob Murphy handball, bruh? Beyond me. Arteta, I'm going to give. Oh, wait, substitutes. Crap, I completely forgot about the substitutes. I think substitutes get all fives, man. I don't think. It was one substitute. It was Tomiyasu. It was five. I'm not even going to put a graphic for this. Don't put a graphic for this if you see in this future Muse editing this. Don't put no graphic. Just a 5, man. Tomiyasu, shout out to him. 5 though. Come on, bog standard. Anyways, Arteta gets a 7. I think Arteta did. I think he handled it pretty well. Unfortunate. This man was he was losing his cool, bro. He was losing his cool on that touchline. I know. From minute 1, they were frustrating. They were douchebags. They were time wasting, blocking paths, all that stuff. And he did the best he could, man. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, a draw with Newcastle and in the form that they're in right now, not the worst thing in the world. I would have loved to win, and I'm still pissed off that we didn't have the win in this game, because I feel like we definitely could have. But I really do think that we can get something from this. We can get something from them. So a point here. Hopefully, City. City drop some points as well soon. Drop a little bit more, just to make you feel safe. A little bit more. It wouldn't hurt nobody. Just wouldn't hurt. And yeah, we'll still be rolling. Huge game next in the after the FA Cup and North London derby. Saka and Saliba didn't get yellow carded, so they're still available for that. I mean, we gotta cook them, man. There's no other option. I'm not even gonna do a preview, man. We gotta cook them. That's all you need to know. They gotta get cooked away at Shite Hart Lane, at whatever the toilet stadium. They gotta get cooked. Plain, simple, that's all we need. 3 points, body bags, Conte's top flowing off, you know what I'm saying? He need his toupee flying in the wind, and that's all I want. All right, so shout outs to y'all. Thank you guys. Let me know what you thought of this game in the comments below. Who was your man of the match? Any notable moments that you think we should have highlighted here? Anything that you think about the manager? Anything about the next game as well? North London derby is really big. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, that's all I got for this video here, but do not trip. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.